Bonnie? Are you okay? Bonnie?
Oh yeah, we're making Freddy's dead friend, Bonnie. Also, do not forget to get the template. It's downloadable. It's in the comments below. I think I did it correctly, so there you go. Free template. Here are the colors you're going to want to need. You're going to need some light blue, a darker blue, white, black, red, and a little bit of green for the Monty thing. Oh, also purple for his little, like, stripe thingy. Yeah. Also some stuffing, but I kind of just use this giant pill thing I found at Walmart. Also, thread, needle, scissors, and glue if you're going to hot glue some things on like I did. Step 1 is to cut out all these pieces right here for the face. Starting with the front part of his face, this is where the eyeballs are going to go. So if you have the pieces for the eyes, you can go ahead and sew them here. But if you're going to hot glue them on later like I am, then we're going to do that a little bit later. So first you're going to fold this in half like this. Try to get that lined up, and from here, sew all the way to the end. And that is what it's going to look like once you've finished, and that's the back. So now we're going to move on down here to the cheeks. So similar to how we did the front part of the face, you're just going to fold this in half like so. And so from there to the top. And you're going to do the same thing with the other cheek. And this is how it should look once you've finished on both sides. Now we're going to do the muzzle right here. It's going to be the same thing we've been doing. So you're going to fold this in half like so. And first you want to sew from right there to the top. And once that's sewn, you're going to fold these two sides to the half like that and sew the little edges for both of these sides right here. And this is how it should look when it's done. You're going to place that right here. Alright, so now we're going to connect all these pieces together. We're going to start off with the head and the cheek. So what we're going to do is, as you can see here, it kind of lines up perfectly right there with this kind of stitch and then the edge of that. So you're going to fold that over and make sure it stays in between those two sides. And then from here, sew all the way to that end and do the same thing with the other cheek. Alright, so now you're going to grab this piece right here, the muzzle. And what you're going to do is you're going to line up this edge with that edge and the other edge with this edge. And you're going to flip it this way and just try to sew it all in the middle right there. Okay, so this is what it should look like once you have finished. And now we're going to do the lower jaw. What you're going to do is from here, sew to there, and then just kind of wrap this around the whole face here. This little cut right here, that is the bottom part of the head. So obviously, to sew this, you're going to flip it upside down, line it up, and just start wrapping around and sewing. The piece that you're sewing right now that I just showed is this lower jaw, as you can see there. This piece is this lower jaw down here. So that is what the piece you are sewing. So, and this is what the head should look like once you have finished. There's the inside. And it should kind of already make the shape that we know that the Funkos kind of have with that muzzle kind of sticking out to the side there. So that's what it kind of should look like right now. But before we continue that, we're going to do the back of the head right here. You're going to have these two pieces here like so. You're going to sandwich them together. And from here, sew all the way to the top. And this is what it should look like once you have finished. So now you're going to grab the head you have right here. You're going to flip it to the bad side. So this should be the side that's sticking out right now. Is the bad side. Keep flipping it. And all you're going to do is grab this, turn it over to the bad side too. And you're going to want to line it up here. So the cheek has to line up. Oh, crap. The cheek kind of has to line up like this, and you're going to want to sew kind of all the way around here and to the other cheek as well. So this has to go right there. All right, so that's what it should look like once you've completed it. So now we're going to turn it inside out to correct side, and you're going to want to just stuff it all up, and then we're going to put it to the side. All right, so this is what the head should look like after you stuffed it. So you can see it's a nice Fnaf Funko head. So now you're going to cut out all the pieces for the face, and it kind of looks goofy right here. But first you're going to grab this piece right here, and you're going to fold it in half like so. And from here, sew to the top, and then you should place it on just like this. So then this would be closed right there. Now you can choose to either glue it on or sew it on. I'm probably going to just glue it on. And same thing with the hair, you're just going to want to line it up right there. And you can either glue or sew it, whatever your preference is. But then what you're going to want to do is glue all these facial features right there. And it's going to look like this. First, cut out your eyes and hot glue the black parts into the red. And then you're going to put your shine on top and set the eyes to look like this. Then grab the details here and place them like so. Place the eyes here as well as the eyebrow, nose, and the whiskers in this order right here. We're going to hot glue all that on, and then you have a choice to put this mouth on. I included it in the template, but I thought it looked goofy, so I didn't add it. As well as put the teeth. I decided just to hot glue it right there, so it looked pretty normal. And this is what the head should look like once you've glued it all on. As you can see, I did end up sewing on the hair instead of gluing it on, but everything else has been glued. And now we're going to start with the ears. So you're going to want to cut out these shapes for the ear. It should be on the template there. So we're actually going to hot glue on the little withering parts afterwards. So, but first we're going to freaking take these. We're going to move them to the side. And now you can either choose to glue them or you can sew the white parts of the ears on first. I'm going to sew them on using my machine. So this is what it should look like once you finish. Now you're going to grab these pieces here and you're going to sandwich them like so. So now the bad side's showing, and you do the same thing on the other ear. And you want to sew from here all the way around, and from here all the way around. There should be 2 openings down here. You want to turn it inside out, and then you're going to want to glue on the little pieces right here. Like so. So this is what the ear should look like once you've sewn it and glued on the withering parts. I actually added some extra detail and kind of sewed across. Like so. So now what we're going to do is we're going to grab the head right here, and you're going to either glue or sew the ears onto the head like that. And the other one goes like this. And this is what the ears are going to look like after you sew them onto the head. As you can see, this is what it is. Alright, and now what you're going to do now is cut out the little thing he has around his head. And you're going to basically you're going to go around it and just tie. And that is what it should look like once you tie it in the back. And now let's get started with the body. So you're going to want to cut out the body here. Should be this nice red. And then you're going to want to cut out the details. So this is what all the pieces look like when you cut it out and you place it on top of the body here. And this is how you're going to want to glue it on. Or you can sew on each of these pieces. But I'm actually just going to glue them and just kind of flatten them out as I go. But yeah, you want to glue each thing individually. Like the photos that you saw. Just kind of do it one by one. Setting them so they look all nice. But should be the end result. So this is what it should look like once you've glued it all on. As you can see there. I think it looked pretty good. So now you're going to grab the back of the body here like so. They're both on the good side. So then you're going to sandwich them like this. And then from here, sew all the way to the top. So this is what it should look like after you're done sewing it. As you can see there. So now you're going to grab some of the little details we have here and kind of just glue the withering on wherever you want. Doesn't really matter. So I ended up changing how it looked. I kind of went for this piece and I did put it on the template for y'all if you want it. But it doesn't really matter because it's just withering. So now what you're going to do is you're going to have this on the good side. You're going to grab this, flip it to the bad side. And I did notice how like these don't really even up. So you're just going to place this on top of that purple right there and kind of just sew that in as well on the other side. So you want to just sew those ends down there. And then you're going to want to line these up and sew them as well on each side. So that is what it should look like after you've sewn them on. It's supposed to look kind of like that. And now you're going to grab this piece over here, which is going to be the bottom part of your body. So you're going to have to flip it onto the bad side. Open this up. Now this side has to line up with this part right here. Grab it, line it up, and then this corner has to line up with that corner. And you're going to want to leave a hole for the legs right there. And then you're going to sew all the way around back here. So the part we're doing right now is this part. So as you can see, it's going to have this part. Leave that open and then just start at this corner and sew all the way around. And this should be the end result here. As you can see, there's 2 holes for the legs, but the back is all sewn up. So now we're going to keep it like so and start on the arms. So here we have the arms. As you can see, it's going to be made up of 4 pieces, and then I added just a little bit of withering there. So what you're going to do is you're going to first glue your withering if you want it. If not, you're just going to grab one of these, flip it upside down so it's on the bad side from here, so all the way to the end. I forgot to film this part, but after you have it like all sewn like that, you're going to fold it in half and sew this in, and should look like this. But I forgot to show that, so I kind of already did it. So this is how the 2 hands look like. So now you're going to grab the 2 parts of the hand. I don't know, this part of the hand. You're going to grab it, you're going to place it right there. You're going to sew all the way around. Same on this end, all the way around. So this is what they look like once you finish sewing all of it. So you can see there. Now you're going to do is you're going to leave it on the good side. Grab your body and line up this stitch line right there with the bottom part right here of the side. As you can see, we're gonna line it up right there, stick this in there. So it should fit something like there, like that. And so from here, you're gonna want to sew all the way around, and then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side with the other hand. All right, that is what the arm should look like once you've connected all the pieces together. And this is what it should look like once you've done all that. As you can see there, it looks pretty awesome. Now we're gonna do the feet. We're basically gonna do the exact same thing we did for the arms, but for the legs this time. So we're gonna grab this piece, you're gonna wanna fold it in half here and kind of sew from here all the way to the end, lining it up. So this is what it should look like after you've sewn it. So now you're gonna flip it in half like so, line these edges up from here, sew to the top. That is what I forgot to show you for the hands, that part, but that is what it looks like. And then after that, you're gonna put this in there. So what the leg should look like once you finished, oops. So now you're gonna grab the body, turn it inside out to the bad side, gonna flip it down. And so where this stitch mark is right here, that stitch mark, you're gonna line it up with this one right here when you put it in. So it's gonna go in something like this. Make sure it's on the good side going inside. And it should line up like so. So then that stitch lines up with that. And you're gonna sew all the way around and do that for both legs. So this is what it should look like after you finish sewing everything and turn it onto the good side. I added a little bit of purple right here just to finish that little stripe thing that he has. Except for the other side because that's where the withering is. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna stuff this up and then we can connect the head. So this is what the body should look like after you've stuffed it completely. So now all we gotta do left is grab the head and attach it to the body. This, you're gonna grab your needle, you're gonna stick it through the black, like so, as you can see there. Then you're gonna wanna pull all the way, like this. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the blue, you're gonna stick it through, like so, and then you're gonna pull, and you should start connecting. And you wanna do that back and forth all the way around, and you can do it double just to re-secure it. And that is how you make a Fnaf Glamrock Ruin Bonnie plushie. This was a fun Fnaf plushie to make because I think I actually got the Funko style pretty spot on. I think he's a little like thicker and the head might be a little bit bigger, I'm not too sure, than a classic Funko plushie. But I think all in all, it did come out pretty good looking. I mean, look at him, look at that. 360 view right there. And I know what you're saying, where's Bonnie's little back piece? Well, I got it right here and I put it on the template so y'all can cut this out. And I didn't really add it just because, you know, his head is pretty fat so you can't even see it. But you just want to like put it back here and just kind of press it under his head. And boom, he's got that little thing on the back now. I just didn't really think it was necessary because I thought it was way too extra. But, you know, it's on there for y'all. Y'all can sew it or glue it. I'm going to try to measure the head up so it's a little bit smaller just because it is a little thicker on the Funko side. But yeah, I think he came out super awesome. If you make one yourself, please let me know and show me it because I'd love to see it. But yeah, sorry this video took forever. It's just that the old one looked like crap. Like I got the whole body wrong because I was really just kind of eyeballing the Funko shape. But I actually went in and got a template for the Funko body. I had to sacrifice Freddy, sadly. But all in all, I think it came out worth it because now y'all can have that template to make a Bonnie, a Freddy, any other character that you might want to make. But yeah, I will be doing more FNAF DIYs in the future. Just comment who you want to see next. I think I'm going to be doing Nightmare next just because it's October now. And I've got a pretty interesting plan for how I'm going to do that one. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe for more DIYs, and hope spooky season.